Welcome back. So in this video we have nothing but autos. Some are slabbed with certification, some are not, and some are PC and some are not. Hopefully the others will cover the PC costs, because it was just it was a bundle deal. For those of you who watch Lou Rock, he's a big fan of bundling. I've always been a big fan of bundling as well, because that's how you get a really good deal, even on eBay. But let's start off with a couple solo items that came around. And starting off, we have on stationery from the Concord Resort Hotel up in upstate New York, and this would be part of the Borscht Belt, a kosher establishment, and I actually was not aware. I may have seen it in the past, but I wasn't conscious of it on a regular basis, of this piece being out there. Michael Shane pointed me to this one, saying it was a really interesting thing. I looked at it and went, the price was right. It was a buy now or best offer. Of course, I made a best offer, and we finally settled. I think I got it for a good price. Interesting piece, and there's nothing really fancy about the auto. It's a green auto, a little bit of bleed on it, on the paper, but the stationery it's on just adds a little something, at least for me, to the auto, kind of time and place situation, which I am becoming more and more of a fan of, even more so than I ever was, because it's really a time and place. So a nice Greenberg added to the PC. Next up, very much speaking to a time in history, we have a letter someone wrote to Al Rosen. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically the letter was from someone that's researching baseball, and obviously whatever I say, you can read all this on the screen, and was really looking at the Cleveland Indians of basically early 1950s. Bill Veeck and Hank Greenberg, ironically, signed a lot of players from the Negro Leagues. Some are noted here: Larry Doby, Satchel Paige, Minnie Minoso, of the guys you're more than likely heard of. They were the first American League team to integrate. And basically the whole premise is writing to Rosen of, what was it like? What are your thoughts? So Rosen just wrote on the bottom of this particular letter, the Indians have achieved with great chemistry. I was always close to Larry Doby until his demise. As teammates, we all pull for each other, for each other's success. And it's signed Al Rosen. I may be missing a few things here and there, just because handwriting written in 2004, I can read Rosen's early handwriting pretty well. The later, he rushes a little bit. So, but really interesting commentary on the time he played. So when this came up and it was like $20, no, sorry, it was under $15. So as soon as it popped up, it was an immediate throw it in the cart, pay for it, and get it to me, because I want to see it. For $15, of course I'm going to pick up a letter such as this from Al Rosen. So those are two solo items, Greenberg and Rosen. Now let's get into a little lot that I purchased. 6 cards. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not cheap. It's not for everybody. And I took quite a gamble on it. But the one card I really wanted to add to the PC, hopefully will be paid for by the other cards that I'm going to sell from the lot. And that's really kind of how this whole bundle built out. I'd love to keep everything, but that's just not reality. And if I come across deals like this where I can possibly cover what I really want to add, and it's within my means at the time, because I had a PayPal balance, then I'm going to do it. So, 6 cards. Let's see what they are. So starting off, we have a 1954 Bowman, Ralph Keiner, nice red ink auto. All these cards are pretty darn clean, which is really another nice thing. This is when Keiner's with the Cubs, so after his Pittsburgh days. Next up, we have a nice signed Steve Garvey rookie card, 1971 tops, signed in pen. It's not a perfect card, but it's in pretty darn good shape. I kind of don't want to give away the item that's back here, so I'm going to do my best to hide it, because it is a very nice and interesting piece. So we're going to use Al and cover things up. Alright, next up, 1966 tops, Ernie Banks. Decent looking card. There is a crease up here. A nice clear Sharpie sig beside his face, which is nice. Another 66 tops, Pete Rose, and this card is really nice. Really nice condition on the card. Nice clean sig right across his face. But no real flaws on the card, which is nice. This was a surprising one to find. 1982 tops Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card with an early Ripken sig on here. And honestly, what I look at on Ripken sigs, which I am by no means an expert on Ripken signatures, is with the junior in particular. That's what I usually focus on. And later on, even now, it's one giant loop. His rookie years or early, first couple years of his career, has a nice sharp point up top. And that's very much indicative of an early Ripken signature. So, early signature on his tops rookie, for the price I was offered this for, I couldn't pass it up. And this is all stemming because what I really wanted was this card. 1966 tops, Sandy Cofax. Nice blue Sharpie. It's not pen as I prefer, and it is a little kind of crammed in there. But really nice looking card. Actually a pretty well centered card that was used for this. By no means perfect condition. There's a rounding on the corners. But it's a 66 signed Cofax for under $300 by itself. So I was happy to add that. to the collection. So normally this would be the card I end the video on, but we have one more pretty amazing, in my opinion, autographed item, and that is this giant index card. All Hall of Famers. Obviously, I bought it because of the Greenberg. And I think there's only one. I think I can get all the signatures here. So bear with me. Burley Grimes, Hank Greenberg, Eddie Roush, Stan Kovaleski, Buck Leonard, Monty Irvin, Joe Sewell, George Kelly, Jocko Conlon, Earl Averill, Judy Johnson, Lou Boudreau, Johnny Mize, Al Lopez, Wade Hoyt, Happy Chandler, and Joe DiMaggio. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 signatures. And there's nothing on the back, just a couple of bleed through marks, which is normal. 17 Hall of Fame signatures on one large index card, and I paid less than $10 a signature. So it's another multi-sign piece. It is a way for myself and many of you possibly out there, that if you do collect one particular player, then you can add other players into your collection while retaining your focus. So whereas I'm focused on the Greenberg auto on this piece, I still have all the other autos on there, which is really kind of a fascinating situation, if you will. But clearly someone went to Hall of Fame induction and just went around and had a bunch of guys sign this. That's usually the case with these types of items, because an index card is very easy to carry on you, and it is not uncommon to someone use either a pen that they have on them or use whatever pen they're using and just sign whatever someone brings to them. So different inks is a pretty good sign on this, in my opinion. Again, I'll say it again, not an expert, but from what I've seen, the different inks is pretty common with these. Now this one, I will say, I did buy without authentication, and I focused more on the Greenberg signature than anything else, to see if that was legit. And the other ones, in my layman's opinion, looked good. And everything else about it looked good, because you have kind of the seepage on some of the signatures. You have the different pressures. There's no stutters in the signatures. And they all seem to fit from other examples I could find. So usually I'm pretty good. By no means perfect, and no one, I don't think, can ever say they're perfect. And I'm not as good as others, but from my experience, this looked good, and I'm happy to add it as part of the Greenberg collection, even though it has 16 other Hall of Famers on it. It's still a fun piece to have. And the price was right for a non-authenticated piece. So yes, there is a bit of a gamble in it, but I'm willing to take that gamble for the right price. And this is a good example of, if you're able to, especially the way things are in this hobby, first, be patient, because things will pop up at prices that are, reasonable. And reasonable, like 12 months ago, reasonable. Such as these cards here, or this card, or even these. But now more than ever, with how the way prices are going, is if you are able to try and keep a balance in your PayPal account. And I say that because when there are certain deals that come up, this one sat for a little bit. This one I bought probably within 5 minutes of it listing. The Greenberg sheet was poorly listed, so it lasted. But like all these slabs were fresh listings as well. But these would not last long for the prices that they were posted for. And the guy had other autographs or the person, I should say, and other autographs they listed, PSA slabs, just like these, and they were gone shortly after I got these. So have that PayPal balance if you are able to jump on certain items that you may see. Whether it's on eBay, it's on Facebook, wherever. Having that little bit where something comes up at a normal price and you're able to jump on it because you've built up a little bit of a balance, that's always nice to do, and it's not going to directly impact your wallet or your credit card or whatever you happen to use when you purchase stuff. So that's at least my 2 cents. Take it for whatever you will. But that is my mail day, full of autos, which I am very happy to add, especially the PC items that are before you, and a few other items that hopefully will pay for everything else. Not everything else. At least offset some of the costs. Because I did get a very good deal on a lot of these. I may keep the Keiner just because of his relationship with Greenberg. But those are the items that showed up in the mail. And the items I'm going to add to the PC, the items that I'm not going to add to the PC. And that's what I got for you this time around. So until next time, please remember to collect what you enjoy what you collect, and don't let anybody, especially the market or a YouTuber, dictate that to you. And most importantly, have fun. And have fun by being active in this community. So find your way of participating, whether it's making videos, watching and commenting, going to live streams, group chats, going to your LCS or local card show, or simply talk about the hobby with family and friends. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. The more you'll learn, the more your PC will grow, the more people you'll meet, the more fantastic friendships you'll form. So I thank you very much for joining me. Hope to see you again. Have a good one, and bye for now.